So welcome to class, everybody. First thing I'm going to do is share my screen. Here are the class notes for today. Here we are today. We're going to have a visit today from the librarian, help us look at the library and do our research there. As you know, for this second essay, you need 2 sources that you find on your own. And then for the next essay, you're going to need 3 sources. So library research is really important. And so Monday, we will not have a class. Those of you who have not handed in your first draft of your second essay yet, please do so. I did get a few since the last class, and that's great, but I'm expecting more. And of course, there's a little slippage here. So if you need a little time on the weekend to prepare your draft, that's fine. But the sooner you get it to me, the sooner I can get it back to you. And then you can work on your second draft as you need. But just be aware that on Tuesday, we will have a Zoom class, and that's when we're going to begin our third essay. So really not good to be working on more than one essay at a time. So really everybody should try to finish up with their second draft of that second essay by next Tuesday. So let me just stop there, see how many people we have. Okay, it's piling up. So just for a moment, anybody have any questions about, I'm just looking over who's here. Some of you have not given me an essay yet, so please do so. Okay, Charles, are you out there? We're looking for the librarian. His name is Charles Keys. So I'm waiting for him to come online with us.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so
some students,
go ahead.
I just want to say some students might be usually join a little late, so you may see them pop on the screen. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen. So basically, it might be a little bit shorter than an hour because this is all online. Usually I sort of am like walking around, seeing what people are doing, but I can't do that right now. For the students, I'd just like to say this is being recorded, correct, John?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so you know, there'll be a recording of what I'm going over. I am going to show you the remote services we have. We're just going to go over the databases. I am going to show you a little video about academic research and what academic research is. It's published by a different university, a Canadian university, but the concepts it goes over and the aspects of doing library research are the same, no matter whether you're at LaGuardia or Harvard, or in the case of this university, Concordia, up in Quebec. So let me just share the screen with you guys. Okay. And okay. So can everyone see my screen?
Yes,
If
I
you
think
can't,
yes.
yeah. If you can't see my screen, just let me know. So basically what I'm going to show you today is just one, what's available on the library's website, how to get to research guides on various topics, and also how to get to databases and how to search for things like books and DVDs. Okay. If you have any questions while I'm going over this, please put your mic on and shout out. Don't type it in the chat because I'm really not monitoring the chat. So it'll be difficult for me unless unless Professor Saul is monitoring the chat and he can shout it out. But I prefer if you just shout it out and I'll stop, because sometimes you're told as students to hold all questions to the end. This is the type of presentation where your questions at the point of time, it's best to address them whenever they come up. Okay. Okay, so you can see here the library's web address. That's very important. It's library.laguardia.edu. This is very important, especially for remote classes, because you need to go through the library's portal to get to these databases. And at the moment, though it will probably be changing within the next year, when you click on database links from off campus, you will be asked to enter a password and a username and password. That username and password is the same that you would use to log into your My LaGuardia account. It's your first name dot last name or first name dot last name and number for your username. And the password is your Emplet ID plus the last 2 digits of your year of birth. Okay. And I think everyone should be familiar with that right now. Okay, I'm just going to go over this as if this is the first time you guys are seeing this. It's going to be very quick, but your professor is recording this and he'll probably put this up so you can go through it again when you wish. Okay. All right. So first, let me go over, right, we're open physically. Here are the physical library hours, right? We are also, of course, we have remote services. And so the availability of remote services changes from semester to semester. So, and also the hours may change. So make sure you just check, right? And if you go here, here is, right, the remote services. Help from home, get library help. The most important service I want to point out is the virtual reference that we have. It's synchronous, just like this class. So there is somebody there right now. Anytime this chat box is open, it means that there's somebody monitoring. So you can type in your question and you can get an answer or help immediately. We can do a Zoom session like you have here, so we can sort of like help you navigate if you need that. I really haven't needed to do that. Most of the time, most of the people I've interacted with sort of understand the navigation. The chat hours are a little bit different from the physical hours in that chat is available on Fridays till 9 p.m. The physical library closes at 5 p.m. Chat's available at 9 p.m. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. I'm just going to go over here, borrowed library materials and equipment. Here are the policies. And I just want to point out the media desk. Okay, that's where you get audiobooks. You can get calculators, iPads, laptops. There are Chromebooks that are available for a semester loan. So you can go there and you can borrow a Chromebook if you need it. If you click on the media desk, there's more information there. Okay, there's a number for the media desk to call. One thing I do have to add, because there is construction on the second floor, this picture of the media desk, which is on the second floor, that media desk area has been closed. The media desk is now on the ground floor of the library. As you enter from the E atrium, when you go through the doors, it's going to be on the right side. All right. Okay, I'm not going to go into any other things. If you need help about borrowing or what you can borrow, just go over here, right? On every page on the library site, we have the virtual reference chat. And if that box is available, you can chat and get an instantaneous response, all right? You can also email us at refhelp@lagcc.cuny.edu. Okay. And I'm just going to go back to the home page. Okay, one other thing I just want to show you is over here where it says find. And I just want to go down here. We have a collection of research guides that are often very helpful. Okay. I'm just going to go down here. You are looking at human rights. Is that correct, Professor?
Yes, that's
And sort of
perfect.
like the Constitution and also international human rights, like the UN Declaration of Human Rights. So we have something here, international relations and global studies. All right. There's articles, sample search results. Okay. Issues, human rights. Right. Okay. The Chicago Council on Global Affairs, international attitudes and trends. Okay. The United Nations Treaty collection. Amnesty International is not there. I should have put that in. But that's one place where you can look. Okay. There might be some things that are available. Some of these are ebooks. Okay. So a lot of human rights deals with diplomacy. All right. Issues in 21st century world politics, etc. Okay, so that's one guide you can look at. And then also there is a guide about human trafficking. Okay. So if you're looking at human rights, okay, there are things there, okay, but basically dealing with human trafficking and slavery, modern slavery, and that still continues to this day. Slavery is a part of our world. It's kind of like with all the other problems, it's kind of an invisible part. Okay, so I'm just going to go back, and then one other guide that we're going to look at, and then I'm going to show you a quick video on research. Over here, we have academic research basics. Okay. So I'm going to click on that. There's information about time management. All right, if I click on there, there's an assignment calculator that's very good. All right. And academic research sources and tools explained. And we're just going to take a look at this quick 5-minute video on an introduction to academic research. So you sort of understand how you should be searching, what you should be searching for in this. Okay, so it's very important that you know that for most of your research, beginning with classes like your English 101 class, right, you need to use scholarly sources, all right? That's very important.
Can I just Google it? I'm really good at Googling. Scholarly research for most of your assignments. Information you find on the internet. Cut it.
Okay, so different name of the library, but yes, the library here at LaGuardia, we can help you, right? If you use the virtual reference service or you come in, either way. Okay, so notice, right, there is criteria that researchers need, right? They're credentialed, like your professor, like many people in the field that you're going into, the people who basically create what you do in whatever job market you go to. It's usually been researched and people have written about it, whether it's business or politics or social work, right? And usually people have degrees, right? And you're going for your associate's degree, right? And then when you go on to a four-year school, you get your bachelor's degree, et cetera, and so on.
Textbooks. Textbooks are usually scholarly. What does peer review mean?
Okay, so notice even the experts need to revise what they write. So as students, you should make sure that you also revise what you write before you submit it to your professor. It can make a difference in terms of like a whole letter grade or maybe two, all right? I noticed in your syllabus, there's mention of the writing center. Make sure that you make use of that. Okay, so often there's going to be synonyms for different terms. So make sure that you understand refereed means a peer-reviewed article. If it's been refereed in an academic context, it's talking about something that has been peer-reviewed. Okay, I just want to say Wikipedia, it's great, and the quality of the articles depends on who is authoring it. You can have the most eminent expert in a field write something that they want to put on Wikipedia, or it could be written by your next door neighbor. A lot of the issues revolve around authority, like who is the author, who wrote it, does the person know what they're talking about, do they have a credential, right? And a lot of times, if you don't know much about the topic you're researching, take a look at what Wikipedia says, but then go into the databases to do further research and find other articles, okay? And we're going to be looking at those databases shortly.
Wikipedia is fine as a place to start again.
Okay, because this is online, we're going to take a look at a database that the library gives you access to. And that database is basically a database of subject-specific encyclopedia articles, okay? And that's a very good starting point to find definitions and get understandings of what it is you're supposed to be looking at. Okay, I'm just going to give the website for Google Scholar. It's scholar.google.com. And the only thing I'm going to say about Google Scholar, besides what's added here, is that if you do a search in regular Google and you do a search in Google Scholar, you're going to see the differences. All right. Okay, so never pay for information, right? If you find something online and it's telling you to subscribe to this journal or publication or to pay for this article, please don't, right? Come back to the library. We can usually find it for free for you. Okay. So that's very important when you use databases, the ability to limit and refine your search. That's the most important thing, and that's like the main difference between using the databases and Google. There's a limited set of information in the databases. It's usually focused on a specific topic or issue or subject, and it's very highly organized so that you can should be able to find exactly what you're looking for based on how you limit and refine your search.
Text version of the article. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to end that now, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to start looking at the library databases. Okay, does anybody have any questions so far about the whole idea of academic research? Okay. So we're going to start from the library's homepage. And you can start searching in one search, but that's not where I'm going to search first, right? I'm just going to go here to databases. And the first database I'm going to look at is this, Gale eBooks, and you should jot down the title of this database. Why am I going to Gale eBooks? Because like I said, it's sort of the academic equivalent of Wikipedia. I'm just going to search on that. Okay. Can everybody see this? All right. Here are all the topics. And if you're looking at sort of like democratic rights and freedoms and human rights, right? There are many different areas, right, that you can sort of research those things. There are environmental aspects. Perhaps you've heard either in the news or in social media about something called environmental racism. Okay, and sort of basically there's a Is there a right that people should be able to live in a place that is free from environmental toxins, or where they are not in the vicinity of a waste dump, right? Of course, there's the law, right? There's a medicine, right? There's something called, is there a right to health care, right? This is an important topic, especially in the United States, where we are the only industrialized country that really doesn't have access to quality care for free or low prices. There's no national health insurance plan here that the government provides, right? There are religious perspectives on human rights, right? Social science, right? Business, right, is involved. So let's just take a look at that. And I'm just going to type in an example. So suppose I'm looking at human rights. Well, what are human rights? We all sort of have an idea, but we need, and you need especially, to be able to talk about human rights and write about human rights in sort of a similar way that experts in the field write about them. So you have to be familiar with the terminology, the vocabulary. Whoops. All right, I'm just going to do a search now. Okay. So here we go. All of these articles are entitled Human Rights. There's actually a handbook of human rights law, right? The Human Rights Act. What is that? Human rights over here, the Encyclopedia of Social Sciences. Up here, human rights in the Encyclopedia Judaica, right? What are sort of religious views on rights of people, right? Do religions have any views on this? Okay. There's the World Mark Encyclopedia of Nations. There's the Encyclopedia of Leadership, okay? So, but like I said, there's 31,000 results. That's a lot. Clearly fewer than the number of results you would get in Google. But if I wanted to limit those results, right? Again, right? Filter and refine, right? So I look at subjects. So here, if I just want, there's medical care, there's economic conditions, travel, government officials. If I just want something like just human rights, I just click on that. And now from 30,000, I went to 1,000. Document type, country overview. If I just want a topic overview. Do I want a law overview? Do I want critical essays, an excerpt or organization? You know, what am I looking for? All right, now I have 522 results. So basically, I've eliminated, 29,000 results, right? I've almost eliminated like 98, 97% of the results with 2 clicks. Okay, and here we go. The Encyclopedia of American Foreign Policy. I'm just going to click on that. Okay, explore over here, more like this. There's something Franklin Roosevelt. Here are related subjects. Again, foreign relations, civil rights, right? Civil rights in the US, we talk more in terms of civil rights, in terms of a domestic topic, meaning something that's just sort of for the United States. We don't talk in terms of human rights a lot of times. human rights have a more global connotation, but it doesn't mean that people should not have human rights in the United States, right? So they're related topics, right? Here's one, the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay, there's a subject there. So if I'm interested in this, what can I do? Well, over here, there's the citation, right? This is English, so it's MLA. I'm just gonna select that. I'm gonna right click, copy. And over here, there's a little envelope over here where there's send to. I can just sort of email that. I'm going to put my email address in the message. I'm going to right click and paste. So I have my citation. I'm going to type my email address in there, send as full text, and then I'm going to click the send button, and then off it goes. All right. So a lot of databases enable you to either download, some databases allow you to create an account separately in the database. You can download the articles, you can email the articles, etc., and so on. All right. So does anybody have a question about why you would use this database, Gale eBooks? It's basically for background information. No question? Okay. All right. So let's go back to the library's homepage. All right. And I'm going to search one more database. It's not a database that's focused on human rights. It's a multidisciplinary database. But we saw, looking at Gale eBooks, that you can approach human rights from a variety of different subject areas and fields, right? It's not monolithic. And also keep in mind that you're never going to find just one article. Like even when you're looking at Gale eBooks, I would suggest that you look at 3 or 4 different articles to get a good idea. Do you have to read everything? No, right? There's something in reading called skimming and scanning. Okay. If you need to know what skimming and scanning involves, you can look at the Academic Research Basics site. And I believe I have links to some articles on how to skim and scan articles. So basically read them very quickly. Okay, so next I'm going to go over here to Academic Search Complete. Okay, so notice this is an EBSCO database, but the name of the database, which is important for your citations, is Academic Search Complete. Everybody has heard of artificial intelligence now, I guess. Databases are kind of the first level of that and have been at the forefront of that. You know, they have predictive text and things like that. Not as technologically evolved as what we're seeing now, but you know, citations these days a lot of times can be generated by the database. So there are algorithms that do that. It's not exactly artificial intelligence, but it's pretty good. All right, so I would just use the advanced search area. Why? Because it gives you different boxes and you can type in different terms. So for example, if I wanted to look for human rights, okay. I'm going to be searching everywhere. I'm just going to click on that. And I get 123,000 articles, right? And so the articles are arranged in terms of relevance again, what is relevance? Well, it's what the database decides. So I can look at the newest. Right. Accountability for disability in international humanitarian law. Okay, I still have 123,000. However, right, remember limiting, refining your search, okay, is very important. If I search for human rights as a subject term and I click, now I get 62,000. So I've eliminated half of my results just by changing how I search for the term, right? So you should make sure that in the back of your mind or in your notes, you write down that searching for a term as a subject in a database will refine and eliminate a lot of results, okay? So what the subject is telling me is that instead of finding that keyword term wherever it is in the article, it usually means that this article is about human rights, the majority of this article. And what are human rights? Well, we went to Gale eBooks to try to get an understanding of what human rights are, right? Okay, full text. Now I've eliminated I don't know, another 45% of those articles, right? So I'm down to about an eighth of what I had originally. Oh, sorry, no, about a quarter of what I had originally. Okay, so there are 37. If I want to change the date, that is not going to really change the number of results. Right, so it says the earliest date is 1887. Right, if I change it to 1980. And I still get 37,000. So what does that tell me? That tells me that human rights is a very recent topic in terms of the history of mankind, right? We weren't talking about human rights 1,000 years ago. Right? So how else can I limit these results? Well, suppose I just want to look at United States as a country. Now I have 7,000. And suppose I want to look at homelessness or the right to a home as a human right. Now I have 23. Okay. So does everyone see how that sort of works? All right. 23 is, to be honest, you may want to have a result list that looks more like 100 at least. But can everyone see we went from 120,000 to 23 in a very short period, right? A few minutes. Okay, at this point in time, I want to allow people to shout out a topic that they're looking at right now for this class, that they're working on for their papers, and maybe they need a couple of articles. So I'm going to give the opportunity, just shout it right out if somebody can. Or if you want, you can type it into the text, to the chat. Let me just see okay. All right. Okay. Anybody?
Some of you, some of you haven't got all your sources for essay number 2 with the Bill of Rights. And anybody want to have a little help with that?
Well, let's look at the Bill of Rights. Okay. Right, and again, right, I'm looking as a subject. And so here's something, abortion, right? Or Here's something that's always in the news. Right? Okay, so if I want to get more results, all right. Right. Or right, Bill of Rights, sometimes it could be called, right, civil rights. Right? Okay. Here you go, subjects over here, liquor laws, reproductive rights. So instead of looking for abortion, you might want to type in the word reproductive. Right, ballots, elections, gun laws, cannabis, right? Alcohol, right? And I'm sure, right? I'm hoping some of you know that at one point in the history of the United States, alcohol was made illegal. Oops, that picture should do. Alcohol was made illegal, right? There was a constitutional amendment outlawing alcohol. And that period in United States history was known as Prohibition. Right. Anybody have any questions? So you can sort of type in that, and also in Gale eBooks, you can look for civil rights as well, or
Somebody's
the
asking
Bill of
about,
Rights.
somebody's asking about abortion.
Oh, okay. So we can now remember, right? We can use we could type in abortion. Oops. All right, we get 40,000 results. We can type in right, that term reproductive rights. Now we get 1,000. Right. We could type in Supreme Court. Now we get 199 results. So you see, depending on how you want to take a look. Now, if I search for abortion as a subject, I'm going to get even fewer results, right? Because I'm limiting my search. Now I get 125 from 1979. Okay, U.S. ruling upends reproductive health care. Right, now if I want peer-reviewed articles, these are like really scholarly articles. Now I get 44. Okay. Okay. Okay, does everyone see how that works? It's really dependent on how much you know about the topic, so you know what terms to put in, right? And over here, abortion, reproductive rights is right there, right? Unplanned pregnancy. So instead of abortion, you might want to look at pregnancy and reproductive rights to get a different take on things. And then if you click on the link to the article, you get the article, right? Here you get the subject term. So reproductive rights is a subject, abortion is a subject, unplanned pregnancy is a subject term. Those are official subjects. Right? If I click on the full text, well, I also get an abstract, which is very important. Right? Abstract gives you a summary of the article. So instead of looking at the whole article, you can just look at the abstract, right? Roe v. Wade was the landmark Supreme Court decision that legalized abortion, because before that, abortion was illegal in the United States. And now it's been left up to the individual states. So it's state by state. Okay, so I clicked on the PDF, right? Here is that article, right? I clicked on the email link. The citation format is MLA, right? I want to put my email address in there, right? And then send, and then I get the email with the article attached as a PDF, and I get the citation for the article. Also, here is the citation link. Oh, no, that's the export link, sorry. I think this is the citation link. Here's the citation link. Okay. So here's the MLA. The MLA citation for this article. Okay, so I would strongly suggest that you do the RTS method, the read the screen method. Okay. Now, any questions about this? All right, I'm just going to go back to the library's home. So we looked at databases, Gale ebooks for like the academic Wikipedia to get background information. If you want to look at reproductive rights, you want to look at abortion, you want to look at guns or weapons or gun rights. If you want to look at anything that comes under the Bill of Rights, speech, religion. Okay. We looked at Academic Search Complete, which is a general multidisciplinary database. For things that are sometimes controversial in terms of civil rights, if you look at opposing viewpoints. Okay. Disinformation and misinformation, right? There's usually, you can browse the issues over here, right? You can browse the issues up here. You can do a keyword search, but if I browse the issues, abortion, abortion late term, abortion parental consent. And opposing viewpoints is good because it gives you sort of a background, an overview over here of the situation, read more. And then it's sort of like a supermarket for a topic, right? So it gives you academic journals, viewpoints, magazines, primary sources, which are usually can be newspaper articles or actual laws, interviews, things like that, statistics, okay, news, audio, websites. So with abortion, there's probably a lot of information. Okay. Here's the ruling Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. That's a Supreme Court ruling. You might want to look just at that as a topic, as a research topic. Okay. So opposing viewpoints is also a very good place, right? I'm not going to go into searching it. It's almost the same as searching Gale ebooks. You can type in a word or you can browse the issues themselves. Okay. One last database before I look at OneSearch very quickly. All right, we're in the database area. And I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to look in the C's, and you should write down this database. This is CQ Researcher, weekly reports on issues in the news, right? Okay, so you can see here's a featured report on cryptocurrency, homelessness, dark money, death penalty over here. Here's something, healthcare, inflation, international relations, LGBTQ rights, right? Marijuana, sexual harassment, right? So if I just type in, I can't search for everything. You're gonna have to search whatever topic is of interest to you. It's taking a bit of time, but CQ Researcher, I mean, you can use the advanced research results, but here we go. Abortion controversies. There's something here from 1997, Roe versus Wade at 25. Abortion post-Roe, right? Dark money, the Supreme Court, church and state, right? Those are in the Bill of Rights, the separation of, right? LGBTQ plus rights, okay? Free speech, political violence, okay? All right, and then there are other topics, defense and national security. Here's something all on human rights right here. There are 32 reports dealing with human rights, law and justice, Supreme Court and the judicial system, okay? So CQ Researcher, so basically we've done a lot of search in detail in academic search complete, and a lot of times I prefer the advanced search whenever that's available. Okay, each database is different in terms of what it enables you to do, how to search in an advanced search. You can report titles only, topics only, keyword in the text, right? Report titles, right, would limit the search. Topics only would limit it further, okay? Okay, and that's in the database, the alphabetical list of databases, right? CQ Researcher. Now, again, if you're stuck for finding information, your professor has given you topics that, in terms of the information available, are very good ones. No matter how you want to focus your essays, you can always find information. But again, you know, just go to Ask a Librarian and type something into the virtual reference if you need help. The last thing I'm just going to show you very quickly is OneSearch. And I'm going to click on the advanced search for OneSearch. Now, what is OneSearch? I am not going to tell you. I'm just going to show you over here. OneSearch lets you search in one place. Books, yeah, and databases. So OneSearch searches across databases as well, all right? So let's take a look. And again, I'm just going to go with this one term. You could be typing in freedom of religion or religious expression, or you could put in gun control, or you can just look at speech, free speech, right? Whatever it is, right? Now you see here, right? We see some online, this is a book, right? If it says currently on shelf, you can limit to currently on shelf. that means it's usually a book. It means it's a physical book. Also, you can go down here where it says show more. Do I want a book chapter? Do I want books, reports, data sets? All right. If I want books, now I have 2,000. Okay, what kind of books? Do I want full text online or do I want physical books? If I click physical books, now I have 400 results. Okay. And usually physical books are in the physical library. They have an address. And in the academic world of books, that address is known as a call number. And it's a subject specific number. So KF is about law, right? Qs are more about medical science and science in general. Okay, if you see something with the Q, QP. Ps are literature. Okay. H's are social science, things like geography, right? Critical thinking, right? Medical ethics, right? Okay, and R is medicine, actually, okay? Now, again, you would, if you just want online books, full text online, and now you would have access to ebooks, okay? Okay, and again, here's the citation for the book. All right, it's in the eBook Central Library collection. And here's the book. You can download the book. You can take a look at the index or the table of contents. Okay. Okay, so basically I've shown you a lot. All right, just let me review what we've gone through. The library's homepage. You've looked at library services. We've looked at OneSearch using the advanced search. And OneSearch looks at books, ebooks. It searches across databases like Gale, ebooks, right? It searches across the online ebook collections. It searches across digital books, right? We've looked at databases, right? Gale ebooks for the academic Wikipedia, academic search complete for more journal articles, opposing viewpoints for viewpoints on controversial issues or issues in the news. And in the A to Z, we went to CQ Researcher, okay? So again, and I've also emphasized the Ask a Librarian feature, right, for you to get help instantaneously. All right. Does anybody have any other questions for me? Professor, do you have any questions or anything that you would like me to follow up on or do?
I think you covered everything very well. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to leave everybody. I wish everybody best of luck. And
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
oh, you're very welcome. You're welcome. Okay. And remember, you know, always come to the library if you need help, either virtually or in person. Okay. I'm going to leave. So have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a
good
nice
day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, everybody. I know that was a little tedious at times, but that's the way it goes. The librarian did a good job, I think, showing us things that I didn't get to show you. So that's good. I just want to review really quickly the class notes so everybody's up to date. Here they are. So we will not have a class on Monday. And as you are all aware, you're working on your essay number 2. Some of you have given me that draft, and that's just great. I've sent it back to you. I don't think I owe anybody anything. So if I owe you something, let me know. But certainly you should get your first draft in of essay number 2 as soon as you can. But if you need Saturday to do it, or even Sunday, that's okay. I'll be working over the weekend, getting those drafts back to you, but it would be great if everybody were finished with essay number 2 by Tuesday, because on Tuesday, when we come back to class, we're going to start essay number 3. And it's really not good to be working on 2 essays at the same time. So with that, I will leave you. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week. Send those essays to me.
Thank
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Okay, too.
Thank you,
Have a
Professor.
good night.
Bye.